Hi, welcome back to Brooksy's Bass Corner and my Essential Bass Album series, looking back at albums that in my view are essential listening for any bass player. It might be an album that sold millions of copies worldwide and thrust the bassist onto megastardom, or it might be an album that didn't sell particularly well, but cut a niche for a particular bassist to propel the band or artist onto greater things. Or it might just be a great album in terms of the bass performance. Either way, I think these albums deserve your attention, and perhaps by watching this video you might be intrigued to check out the album for yourself, and who knows, maybe it will excite you as much as it excited me the first time I discovered it. Sadly, due to copyright restrictions, I can't use audio examples from the album, but where suitable I will indicate particular songs and their timestamp that I'm referring to. Also, check out the description box for video links of selected tracks from this album. If you enjoy the video, please hit the subscribe button below, hit the notification bell so that you receive notifications when I post new videos, and please give the video a thumbs up, I'd really appreciate it. If you have any questions or comments regarding the album or the video, leave them below and I'll come back to you as soon as I can. On with this episode's album, it's Chic's Say Chic. 40 years ago, the music of Chic was everywhere, a defining sound of the disco era that is now widely recognised as the Chic sound. Between them, Nile Rodgers, Bernard Edwards and Tony Thompson created a unique musical engine room that would provide the basis for some of the biggest artists in the world to have their greatest successes. With over 40 years on the clock and Chic undergoing something of a renaissance in recent years, here is a prime album from the Chic canon, featuring some of the band's biggest hits. Released in August 1978, the album built on the first album's success, and with the turbocharge provided by lead single Le Freak, the album cemented the band's status and reputation as a musical force to be reckoned with. The album reached number 4 on the US album charts, but topped the R&B album charts for 11 weeks, reaching platinum status, while ascending to number 2 in the UK album charts and reaching gold status. The success of Le Freak, particularly in the US where it sold over 6 million copies and remains Atlantic Records' biggest selling single of all time, virtually guaranteed high sales of the album. But the fact it also contains staples of the Chic repertoire such as Chic Cheer and I Want Your Love shows that there is much to be admired on an album clocking in at just over 41 minutes, despite there only being 8 tracks on the album. This is the album which signalled Bernard's first recorded use of the synonymous Stingray, a bass he will always be associated with, despite his well-recorded use of precision and jazz basses for the first album. Something about his signature Stingray tone, with flat wounds usually, but not exclusively, sits in your brain. Live, he usually used Ampeg amplification and the usual 8x10 fridge around this time, but for recording purposes he tended to record direct into the desk. According to John Taylor of Duran Duran, Bernard rarely worried about technical aspects of his equipment. He was far more concerned with the groove and the music, and rightly so. Chic Cheer is quintessential Chic, a thick pulsing bass line, dynamic with plenty of space for groove and dynamics, littered with tasty fills, never overplayed but tastefully deployed. Likewise, Nile's guitar part is sparse but for the occasional embellishment, while Thompson's drum part consists of 16th hi-hat patterns and a 4 on the floor bass drum with occasional snare use. Vocals are used equally sparingly, yet they manage to construct a 4.5 minute song from such sparse ingredients and maintain a monster groove which is impressive. Then comes the monster hit, Le Freak. It really needs no introduction. A staple of disco dance floors the world over and a guaranteed floor filler. A signature guitar part from Rodgers underpins the constantly moving bass line from Edwards, the chorus merely utilising a bass push on the A chord. Genius. Why clutter the chorus when simplicity has an even greater effect? And then we're rewarded with a solo of pure groove genius from Bernard that no doubt had bass players smiling from ear to ear when they first heard the track 40 years ago. A repeating figure over the A and D chords with a minor change of pulse after each full cycle. Nectar from the gods for any bassist. Savoir Faire is an instrumental with lush strings, a selection of solos from Rodgers but a fine groove-laden bass line from Bernard, driving the song along, providing a canvas for Niall to fill and exert some of his jazz-influenced leanings. Happy Man is classic Chic, piano and key layers, rock-steady drumming from Thompson, minimal guitar but a funkalicious bass line that combines simplicity with rapid-fire fills from the Edwards arsenal of familiar licks. Bass heaven. I Want Your Love is instantly recognisable with Roger's chugging guitar pattern and one of Bernard's tastiest bass lines, simple but totally effective. Sometimes less is certainly more. Sometimes You Win is a great example of Bernard's choice of phrasing, while Funny Bone is another instrumental, displaying the band's groove and chops, and completes what is a textbook album for anyone wishing to inject some toe-tapping bass grooves into their repertoire. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the subscribe button below, hit the notification bell so that you receive notifications when I post new videos, and please give the video a thumbs up, I'd really appreciate it. If you have any comments regarding the video or the album, leave them below and I'll come back to you as soon as I can. Look forward to seeing you here again on Brooksy's Bass Corner.